Welcome to the Players Instinct Podcast, Episode 7. I'm your host, Hudson Gualiano, here with my co-host, Elijah Russell. You feeling good today, bro?
Feeling good. Let's do this.
First up, just a quick little run-through with baseball. We had the Subway Series, which everybody loves. Mets actually won 2-1. And then we had, I guess they call it the Freeway Series.
It's
where
not even a series.
the Dodgers play the Angels, and I think the Dodgers won... I don't know. I think they won 3 games by more than 10 runs. Like, it was just... It makes me realize how far away the Angels are
100%.
to being even close to a competitive team.
Out of all 3 teams in California, or 3 or 4 teams, the Angels are still ranked last. They've been ranked last for 20 plus years.
And I really thought to myself last night when we were talking about what we're going to do for the podcast, I said out loud to my girl, I was like, because we like to go to the Angels games just because it's cool, you know what I mean?
Like, they're cheaper than Dodgers games.
Yeah, the stadium's nice. You can like hide up in the sun for like $5.
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, I don't know if in our lifetime, if we live, let's say 80 years, that the Angels will ever win a World Series.
They're not even they won't even make the playoffs. They haven't even made the playoffs.
I don't know if it will ever
10
happen.
years.
Yeah.
It's sad, and they've wasted so many players' primes. I mean, everyone can obviously say Mike Trout, but Shohei Ohtani got saved. He got lucky because if he would have stayed in Anaheim, he would have... Everyone's calling him the GOAT these days. I think if he would have stayed on the Angels, he would have definitely been an all-time player, but the way that he's showing up in World Series and playoffs, he's a household name now. Everybody knows him because he's on a huge brand.
Yeah.
He saved his career.
I mean, that was the one thing that they really had, the Shohei thing, but of course he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They messed up that whole situation.
Only other baseball note I have is Tatis still hasn't hit a home run.
Yeah.
Which is...
That is crazy. He used to be like a bomber.
Yeah.
And he was an MVP candidate.
Maybe like steroids was really helping him, and now that he's off
he was on steroids. Yeah, well, that's definitely the reason.
So Nick Castellanos, teammate, has like 13 home runs, and more than... Obviously, he has 0, but it's just crazy. We're 40 games in, and one of the best home run hitters.
Yeah, you can't just hit one little, like, on a windy day, get one out of there. Yeah. That's crazy. But they're playing the Dodgers this weekend, so I guarantee he'll have one.
You think he'll get one?
Against the Dodgers? Book it.
He needs one. Vladdy only has 3. NFL, all we had this week, really, no crazy nothing except just the schedules.
The schedule release, The Rams have a pretty tough schedule. Looking at it, our first 5 games, I think, 3 of them are on primetime.
Yeah.
We have, like, 7 primetime games, which is the most of all time. They're really trying to push this, like, Rams being the team, like, the best team in the league.
Yeah. It's tough for me as a just enjoyer of the NFL because the number 1 seed should always get the hardest schedule in my opinion.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, the Seahawks kind of have a cupcake compared to us.
I mean, they're 5th, right? And you guys are 1st. Like, 5th hardest schedule-wise? Yeah. I think the Cardinals got the rough end of the stick, though.
The Cardinals, I think, might have the hardest schedule in the league because they got to play playoff teams at least 6 times.
So you guys were actually not first, or were you first?
I think the Cardinals
were the first hardest strength of schedule, and you guys were 3rd.
I think 3rd, and the Niners were pretty high.
Niners were high, and then I think the Seahawks were 5.
And I think also I saw the Dolphins was pretty hard because they got.
I think they were one of the teams too. Yeah, it's just tough. I mean, I don't know how they make the schedule. It's kind of hard because with the NBA, you're gonna end up playing every team. Yeah.
The NFL, it can't be like that. But certain teams, like depending on how they shuffle, it gets screwed.
Yeah.
Like, why are the Dolphins, who were one of the worst teams, they had like a top 10 pick? They should have a top 10 easiest schedule.
Yeah. And then like a team like the Patriots last year.
I was gonna say, they had a great chance to just be a Super Bowl contender because we played like one of the easiest schedules in the history of the league.
The hardest team they played was in their division, and it was
the Bills. Yeah, and they played like a beat up Ravens team, and then everything else was like Saints, Cardinals, like the Panthers. They played an easy schedule.
Let's go over to NBA. Sixers and Knicks. I really don't know why this was like such a hyped up series for both of us. Like, we both came in here and said,
don't watch my previous video. I was hyping up the Sixers so hard.
We were like, this could go 6, maybe 7 games, and it was over after game 1.
Yeah, it was done. It was done after game 1. Seeing Embiid, who saved his best performance of the past 5 years for you guys in game 7 because he was a non-factor. He missed a game. The first game,
Maxey was not great.
Maxey was. When you have to focus everything on Maxey because Embiid can barely get up and down the floor, to me it just shows the levels in the Eastern Conference because you guys were struggling with the Sixers. The Knicks, swept them, and it could have been a 3-game series. So.
I think that one of the things that I've always said is like when the team didn't take a big break after their series and they come into game 1. then they're like ready to play.
Usually they're on fire, yeah.
So I thought Philly was gonna come in and
or
spoil
steal
game
one.
one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I just don't understand why there was that situation or like.
I just think the Knicks are a level above.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's Knicks, Celtics if they weren't stupid.
Yeah.
And then there's a gap.
There is.
Yeah.
I think the Cavs do have we'll get to that, but the Cavs do have a good chance. But to me, the Knicks look like the team. Like they haven't been to the finals in how long? They swept through pretty much. They swept through the second round. They gave Atlanta 2. They spotted them 2, and then they got through them in 6. And it was easy in the last game of the series. They're really, if OG Anunoby's healthy,
I was gonna say that,
and I think he's going to be healthy for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference. So if they can get through the Eastern Conference Finals pretty quick, I really like this Knicks team. I've completely changed my opinion on them because they showed another gear against the Sixers that the Sixers had no chance in any of those games.
I have a point about just playoffs in general, but the thing that I really pay attention to the most for these games is are teams that are better going to get out quick, and they did that.
They did,
so 4-0 sweep. I mean, the OG thing was a little scary with the hamstring injury.
You couldn't even tell that he wasn't out there.
No, yeah, but he had it. He had it last year. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so enough about that series. I mean, that was the best case scenario for the Knicks.
True,
Everybody
they got
looked
rest.
great. Brunson looked great. Towns looked great, and Mikal was one of those guys where we were worried about him, and he came back.
That's a good step in the right direction for the Eastern Conference Finals. If he can get playing in that level or a little bit above, they're going to be tough to beat.
And the other series we just had was Cavs Pistons, which went Game 7 again. And it was a doozy. Overall, from start to finish. I'm just saying Game 7 as a whole was a doozy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're really thinking about it, one of the biggest reasons and biggest concerns for the Pistons is Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
His playoff series, the whole series, not just this series, but the previous, it was not pretty. It was really concerning to me, honestly. I know he's 22. I know he's young. But in my opinion, he was a big reason that they weren't able to get through this Cavs team, which is very beatable. Like, I think the Pistons were the better team.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper and based on record, but the Cavs just had Donovan Mitchell who showed up, and in Game 7, Cade, he really didn't, and Duren was a non-factor the whole series.
Quickly, just in the Game 7 thing, which was funny, like this series as a whole, when Donovan Mitchell finally realized, I'm the best offensive weapon on this floor, I'm going to drive to the rim
and make passes
and actually get assists, because that was a problem. He was only 2 or 3 assists a game.
Yeah.
He was down 4 assists from the regular season. But the Pistons, they have so many guys that want to block shots, so Mitchell would just go. Asar jumps,
up,
and he
just quick dish off.
Mobley, and it was just like, thank you. It was about time that you got those guys involved down low. Jared Allen was absolutely
crazy,
awesome in Game 7.
He's had 2 good Game 7s in a row. And Harden, Eastern Conference Finals, and last time he went to the Conference Finals was, I think, 2018. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting to see. Harden's kind of been one of those guys who's been iffy in the playoffs. Yeah. He was kind of iffy in Game 7, but it doesn't matter, like you told me the other day. When you win, no one's going to remember that you shot 2 for 10.
I mean, Harden was 2 for 10 in a Game 7, but he was plus 18. And this is the point that I wanted to bring up earlier. 1 week ago, when they were, there was questions whether they were going to beat Detroit or not, me and you said to each other, they need to trade Mitchell, they need to blow it up, Harden guys are getting done, Mobley can't play. Yeah. And one game, Game 7, now that they made the conference finals.
Now we're just like, dude, this is a conference finals team.
It changes everything.
Now, I mean, you keep Harden now. Yeah. You got to keep Mitchell. You can't really trade Mobley after making the conference finals. And what we were saying about the Pistons, this team is so young. They're so electric. They don't even need a second scorer. Cade's an MVP, which is all, I mean, that is true. Cade played really well in the series, but I think he wore out towards that Game 7 and Game 6 because he really he was the only offense. Yeah. Tobias Harris, a few good games.
It's just so wild that like one game can change your whole perspective. That's how the NBA is the only sport like that. Because
that's true.
I was ready to say, Mitchell's a playoff dropper, Harden's a playoff dropper, never made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they win Game 7, and now it's like
now we're like, wow, Harden had a good series. Yeah. Mitchell.
These were all the things I was ready to say. Maybe it's time to blow up the Mitchell Harden thing.
Yeah.
Mobley or Allen, one of them has to go. Atkinson's getting fired.
Now they're
not.
And then
they win Game 7.
Those are all changed.
As long as they win, 2 games it's not embarrassing.
If it's a competitive series, I think everything is fine. Can they mess around and win this? If Donovan Mitchell just turns into another superstar, an otherworldly superstar, and has 35, 40 a game, I do think it's possible, but I think it's going to be tough. This Knicks team is deep.
I picked Cleveland to beat Detroit. And part of the reason why talking about Detroit is I've said this all year that their offense is just too reliant on Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, 100%.
And you normally see teams, what they do is when Cade gets a ball screen, they trap it.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of just, it felt like the Cavs were kind of just letting Cade get where he wanted and do what he wanted and not making him a passer.
Right, because nobody else on the floor showed that they could do anything. Asar Thompson doesn't have the offensive bag. Duran was damn near unplayable. The second best.
Every time Duran takes a mid-range jumper or
you're living with it.
You're living with that possession. And now they have big question marks around their whole team because Duncan was the only dude who played well in the Game 7.
Paul Reed was their second best offensive player the whole series.
And Stewart's contract doesn't look great.
They can barely play him.
Is eligible for an extension.
Yeah.
And now we're in a situation where it's like, you look back at the last offseason and losing Malik Beasley was a much bigger...
It was big, but at the same time, I think the offseason or the trading deadline, going to get a second scorer, knowing you're a 60-win team, knowing you're going to be number one in the East... I know.
But did they know that though? Is my thing.
Like, weren't they number one all season? Like they
but this is my thing. Like Sam Presti, I guess he's now the precedent for like the best GM. He doesn't like pull a move that's like too massive to where it's like it could mess it up. So a lot of people were like, oh, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I mean, if they would have went and like grabbed an MPJ, or I was screaming for Detroit to get MPJ all year long, or
because
a guy like
think
that.
about it, the East was pretty open this year if you think about it. The Celtics kind of made a rise late and had an unexpected season, but the Knicks were kind of so in the regular season. Cavs, all the best team, the hottest team towards the end was the Hornets.
Yeah.
So if you see like, man, the Eastern Conference is kind of wide open. I like MPJ, even F it, go for Kawhi. Like I don't know if he's available.
I think they'll shake some stuff up this offseason.
They should, because the East, I think you got a window right now in the East where the West has a lot of the talent and they have the big dogs fighting. If you could just make a run in the Eastern Conference, you can have a look at the Pacers last year.
And that's the thing that a lot of people, I don't think they alluded it to, is like, if you get to the finals and let's say you play the Spurs or OKC, people are going to say you don't have a chance. But the Pacers took them Game 7.
Exactly.
And Cleveland could get, or New York could get to the finals and
mess around.
Yeah. But have you kind of like made up your mind on who you think's going to win?
I don't even want to say it, just in fact to get embarrassed, but I think the Knicks are going to pull it out. I do.
The Cavs matched up really well with them on paper and during the regular season. I think they were 3-1 in their matchups or something like that. But it's going to be, if Mitchell and Harden play good, the Cavs can win this series.
Yeah,
Brunson needs to be involved in a lot of defensive possessions.
Get Cat and Brunson involved.
And Mobley's really going to be an X factor. Like if he's having his 18 and 8, they're not going to win. If he has a couple games where he balloons
25
and 12, then I think the Cavs could take it 7.
Oh yeah, the Cavs are going to give him a series, especially like this is our chance to get to the finals. How many more chances are you going to get? Donovan Mitchell, I think he's a game changer. He steps up his game in big moments.
Yeah.
They got a chance, but I just think Brunson, Cat, OG, all those guys have been playing so well.
I think it's their year.
This is it. I mean, this is your best, one of your best.
They got shot in the mouth by Halliburton last year.
True. I think they're gonna come out like they've been playing really well recently, so I do think they're gonna win.
If you would have asked me during the Atlanta series if the Knicks were going to the finals, I would have said no.
I didn't think they were making it out of the first round for a minute there, but they
after
hit a
the
gear.
Philly series, they're like automatically the favorite, and they just hit. Yeah, you're right. They hit a next gear, and they're playing. It's so funny because their regular season struggles don't matter anymore.
Yeah, whatever you're doing for these next 16 games in order to get a finals run, that's all that matters.
And they hit a stride at the right time, I feel like. Let's quickly go over to the Western Conference. I mean, this series feels like it ended 4 weeks ago, but we had Thunder, Lakers. I'm pretty impressed with the Lakers' ability to just not die. Like, even though Thunder won most of those games in comfortable fashion, like
it wasn't the paper. The score on paper did not reflect. The Lakers, I think, in 3 games had a lead going into in halftime, and coming out of halftime, almost like those Warriors team. This Thunder team just has a gear that this old Lakers team that was not very deep. They didn't have that run. Like they didn't have the Thunder have so many young guys and. So AJ Mitchell was a star. Shea was a star.
You remember the third quarter of debt with the
Warriors? It's the same thing with this because the Thunder team can just lock up and lock in for like 5-minute stretches coming out of the third, or just at any time that they want to.
But it was good. It wasn't a failure because Luke was hurt, and it was good for the Lakers because if you want to keep LeBron, he's still great. If you want to trade him, his trading value is still high because he had a very good playoff series.
His playoffs was great. His playoffs was great.
And Luka didn't play. And
Reeves kind of showed me a little something towards the end of that series because I was a little bit worried, like, man, is Reeves going to be able to get a shot off against these young, like, they're way more athletic than him. He kind of got dogged on defense by A.J. Mitchell, but he had a 30-point game in there. He was able to consistently score, get to the line.
Rui was great, too. Yeah.
Rui was...
But they just got to beef that up. Players. And the biggest thing, I've already made multiple videos on this, is DeAndre Ayton was not the answer. And Jackson, he had 6-3-1 in an elimination game.
Jackson Hayes had a 20-piece with 10 rebounds, and DeAndre Ayton, the number 1 overall pick, sitting on the bench in crunch time.
They got to get rid of that contract. They got to move Laravia. I would say maybe bring back Smart in a lesser role because you were asking him to do too much.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
you wanted him to lock up on Shea, follow him around the whole game, and also give you like 12 points.
We have the whole offseason to like talk about rebuilding these teams, but for the other series, the last one that we had was Minnesota, San Antonio, and it felt like we were gonna get a 7-game series. It was 2-2, and then like you said, the Spurs just were like, oh, you know what?
We're not losing this shit.
We're not gonna.
We have a shot here to. They have OKC's number.
Yeah. And
they have a shot to get OKC. I know everyone's going to be picking OKC, but I don't see why the Spurs can't mess around and win this thing.
I agree. I have a message directly to Victor Wembanyama. Just please save us because the discourse around SGA is going to be very uncomfortable if he wins back-to-back Finals MVPs and back-to-back regular season MVPs.
Didn't even mention that yet.
I think the last person to do it was Jordan. It hasn't been done, or maybe Shaq only won one regular season. So
did LeBron do it back-to-back?
Maybe, yeah. But it's just saying
LeBron, Jordan, and SGA. Just imagine those three in the same sentence.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Magic and Bird may have done it as well. But it's like the list is very small.
Yeah, it's small.
And SGA is creeping up in that list, but then there's the other side of this is where a Spurs ring, Wemby's
that's what I'm saying,
would be one of the worst things for the sports too. Because
it will be Wemby's already on the GOAT list. Wemby will be let me just say this right now. If the Spurs end up winning this championship, there will be a list that comes out or whatever. Somebody will be like, Wemby's already a top 15 player, top 20 player of all time.
I mean, he's gonna win. He won DPOI.
He's gonna win
if
MVP
he wins Finals MVP and MVP in the same year. Or he didn't win.
But he's gonna win it. He's gonna win an MVP at some point, at least one.
But I'm just saying, after this 1 year, my brain has always been wired to believe that guys can't get over the hump until they're like 26, 27. You saw it with LeBron. You saw it with Jason Tatum. He had to lose in the finals once. You saw it with Dirk. You saw it with
Jordan, all these guys.
With Jordan. Even Ant. Kobe. Ant's been to 2 conference finals. And
true.
Tatum went to 5 conference finals before he won a ring.
Yeah.
If they win, and then SGA lowered the standard because he won at 25. If Wemby wins at 22, it's going to be like... A lot of teams are going to be like, okay, we just need to go young as we possibly can.
Because the scariest part is that even SGA, he did break the mold with winning at 25, but they had a playoff series the year before against Luka where they lost.
Yeah.
If this Spurs team can get through without losing a single series, their first playoff run, it's going to be so scary for this league. And honestly, everybody in the Western Conference, I don't know how you stand a chance against these two rosters. Like, this is going to be one of the most generational series, I hope. Hopefully it lives up to the hype, but the amount of young talent, superstars, potentially all-time players.
One thing before we get into that. If I'm Jokic and Ant, I may just say...
Get the hell out.
Send me to the Eastern Conference.
We were just saying the East, how open it is. Giannis is potentially going to leave the East, so who's the best 3 players in the East right now?
Exactly.
Tatum... Brunson,
and Giannis.
Brown,
and
Giannis is going to Cade.
Yeah.
So
the West is a gauntlet, and these two teams are just looking at it like,
how are we
we're not going to be able to get out of this type of series.
How can we beat one of them, not both of them? Because there's no way.
One real quick, just change of subject. I think SGA won MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he won MVP. Mm-hmm. So SGA wins MVP. I think Jokic finished 3rd.
Who was second, Wemby?
In voting, yeah. I'm not. You don't quote me on that, but it might have been SGA Jokic or SGA Wemby Jokic. The whole thing with the MVP, which is a problem with me, is if you want to give it to the best player on the best team, then SGA was the MVP. But if you want to give it to the best player on the world and the most impact on the world, then Jokic was the MVP. He averaged a triple-double, 30, 11, and 11 every single night, and his impact on the court versus off the court versus we just saw in the last series with SGA is when he was off the floor they were still
fine.
They
have a dream team.
out of 5 MVPs, like the highest plus minus when they're off the floor, SGA's last 2 MVPs was in the top 5. So I don't have an issue with him winning it. They won 64 games, but I mean, we're gonna look back at it in 20 years and be like, how did Jokic average these stats and not win an MVP? Years.
Yeah. SGA, I mean, they have such a good team around him that he can just have mediocre numbers.
Yeah.
And he's the best player on the team. He's going to be top 5 in MVP voting for the next 10 years just based on that. Like, he's going to have normal, regular years. Because I wouldn't even say this was last year, I feel like, to me, was more impressive.
Yeah.
He had way better scoring games, I feel like. He was injured a few games this year. And I just noticed a lot of games where the Thunder won, and he didn't really even have to do anything. He didn't play half the fourth quarters in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So, it's cool that he won it, but my thing is we just really cannot see him win back-to-back finals and MVPs because it's going to be crazy discourse. It's going to get scary. So
I mean, if he wins, if the Thunder win a ring and SGA wins Finals MVP this year, it right away off rip, it's going to be Magic, Curry, and SGA. I hope you know that's the conversation.
It is because they're going to be
they're going to put him over Nash. They're going to put him over IT. They're going to put him over Oscar. They're going to put him over Pistol, Westbrook, Harden, Jerry West. Like, I'm telling you right now, if they win another ring,
you're right.
Right off bat, he's going to be looked at as the top 3-point guard of all time.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
He's 26. He's having a great little run, but it's just I can't even believe the fact how this guy's about to be a back-to-back. He's a back-to-back MVP already. Who was the last back-to-back MVP? Jokic?
Yeah, Jokic and Giannis, but that's it.
That's just it's scary. It's
not
so
many
scary.
of them had chances to win
back-to-back finals.
Yeah,
that's the Warriors are the last time that has happened. So we just have to hope that either the Spurs or the Knicks or Cavs can take it out because it's looking like. And if they win 2, why can't they mess around and win 3? That's my scariest thing. A 3-peat.
It is true. Yeah, you're right. And we haven't had a repeat champion in 8 years. Like it's been different.
We don't want, and it's been so much fun having it like that. Like seeing another team get to celebrate. So. If they do it, credit to them, but I'm really rooting for the Spurs in this next series.
Yeah, for sure, me too. Spurs Thunder, one thing that I really thought about when I was making my notes on this might be the best series we've got in the same conference since James Harden, Chris Paul, Warriors Rockets. Yeah,
I think that one went 7-2.
Yeah, two juggernauts, but this is to another level.
Because
I think
that Warriors and Rockets series was more like these teams are both in their peak right now.
Yeah.
This Spurs Thunder could be the very first of 5 years straight in a row where these two teams are just battling.
You remember when we had just LeBron versus the Warriors every year? That's what this could potentially turn into.
And that's what we were saying about Jokic and, I mean, even kind of Luka. You don't want to be in the West right now because these two teams, their front offices are great. It seems like both of their coaches are very good. I don't know about great, but they have young prospects coming up. They got draft picks and they have stars.
And they could trade somebody and bring the next guy into the rotation and still be fine and under the luxury tax. So it's scary. Just a little quick, maybe I would say a medium dive, not a deep dive.
Do you want to review into
this series? Yeah.
I have 3 main points that I just want to say right off rip. Wemby is going to make Chet.
Yeah.
Either that matchup's going to make or break matchup. I think Wemby's going to win it. He won it, I think, every time in the regular season. So that's going to be huge if Chet can be neutralized. Number 2. How we're going to guard SGA because we have a lot of length for the Spurs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to just kick out to get wide open shots.
Yeah.
So if the Spurs can if the Thunder can make their wide open shots, that'll be huge because I think they're going to make their focus lock down SGA. Wemby has the middle. Let the other guys beat you. And third, one more, Jalen Williams is back. Jada.
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to...
Is that for sure?
For sure.
Yeah. He's playing game 1.
I think, yeah.
Oh, wow.
99%.
Yeah.
So if he's back... How quickly is he going to be able to get into the flow of things? Because they're going to need everybody against the Spurs team.
I think for me is Wemby's going to do his thing. SGA is going to do his thing.
Yeah.
It's the guys that we have seen get a lot of praise this year. The Castles, the Harper, the AJ Mitchells, the Hardenstein, the Chets, those guys.
Yeah.
That's what's really going to define this series.
100%.
I mean... I've noticed with the Spurs, they kind of remind me they're not as reliant on the 3-point shooting as the Celtics were a couple years ago, but Champagnie needs to be on, Barnes needs to be hitting shots. They got to be hitting 3-point shots, and they got to win the rebound battle. One lineup that's interesting for me is when they put the double bigs, which is their starting lineup for OKC. if somebody else sticks Chet and Wemby sticks Hardenstein,
So you can just roam?
It's similar to what we had with the Gobert thing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Hardenstein has a way better touch than Gobert, and he has that little floater.
Push shot.
But he's not going to be shooting, 20-foot jump shots.
No.
So
yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
We'll see what Hardenstein does in this series. And, and the Spurs are 3-1 versus them in the regular season.
Exactly. They have their number. Wemby just dislikes Chet a lot. I would say he hates Chet.
Yeah, I agree. It's the first rivalry I felt where, like,
he really does not fuck
guys
with.
just do not. Yeah, they don't get along.
And he will do his best to be in his head to try to dominate. Like he's going to try to send a shot into the first row.
Yeah.
A huge X factor again on the Spurs side. I think it's going to be Fox.
Yeah.
This lineup, these guards that the OKC can send out, Case and Wallace, J-Dub, all these guys have defense.
Yeah. I'm laughing because I was trying to think in my head while you were talking of like caliber of players that were like close to similar skill wise and age, and all I could think of was like Dylan Brooks and LeBron and Joakim Noah, like guys that
hate each other.
But like LeBron was so like much more superior than them. Where it's like, which I mean, Wemby's better than Chet, but Chet's still awesome.
He's second in
second
D-boy.
team All NBA, second in D-boy. So like you have to go back far to like this.
Who would
Pearson, Garnett. I mean Pearson and Larry. I'm sorry, Paul Pierce and Kobe didn't like each other. Pearson, LeBron, but like
Garnett.
This is gonna be something. It's like Bird, Magic, Wilt,
that's
Bill,
true. Okay,
like bigs that just don't get along.
You're gonna love this, old heads. Julius Erving and Larry Bird.
Yeah,
didn't they fist fight?
Like I think that Wemby is taking like this kind of a villain role, even though I would say he's liked by most people.
Yeah, but he doesn't care if he's liked. Like I
think in that Wolves series, he elbowed Nas Reed on purpose. He was
100%.
like, we're gonna win the next game no matter what, so it doesn't matter.
He was aggressive. He was physical. That's something that I like to see in a big man.
Yeah.
As much as he doesn't get down on the block and really bang.
Yeah.
He the contact doesn't bother him. For a skinny center, it seems like he invites contact. Like he wants to be in the middle, like boxing out and stuff like that. That's important in like a young big man like Chet. I don't want to say he's soft, but I feel like Chet can flow on the outside.
Well, I gotta give Chet a little bit of a pass because it's just, I mean, you're dealing with a person who's not even a human being. Like, Wemby's like something. I
agree with that, but before, I would say like Ant was going to the rim against Wemby. Like he wasn't afraid. I feel like Chet could almost play.
It sometimes felt like in the regular season, like Chet,
he was scared.
He was scared or he shied away from. The
I don't want to go down there and really bang with him, boss, but. I think Chet's obviously a huge X factor. I'm just so excited for this series.
No, I know. It's
I think I hope it goes 7.
And I agree with you on the Fox thing. Is there was a little bit of like
he was starting
not being able to play as much minutes in the first series and like Harper take his time. So I think he could potentially be a guy that they move on from next year. Yeah, just because
they're so deep
their timeline.
But I think he was honestly towards the end of that Wolves series. He started to have
super clutch in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and he started to have like some scoring games. He was having a good amount of assists. So he's gonna be because this OKC these guards. He just played a good defensive group in the Wolves, but. It's you saw Austin Reeves. He was kind of getting dogged a little bit in the first
think Castle gets the SGA assignment though.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with fouls.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Cause he racks up 3 or 4 fouls in the first half.
He does. I think that Harper will play a lot of minutes this series.
Definitely.
I think we'll see some Luke Cornett as a backup center.
For an extra big, yeah.
But the role players are really the key. I mean, if J-Dub looks 100%, I think OKC, it's going to be tough. But it's hard for me to not say that the Spurs are going to win this series.
The Spurs have their number. They have the number. They have confidence that we're better than this team. We can beat them. They have Wemby, who looks like, I wouldn't say the best player in the world, but he's right there with SGA and toe-to-toe. He's not going to be afraid to go off. Yeah. If I have to shoot and have to try to score 50, I will. I think this is going to be a very, very fun series.
I think that Game 1 is much more important than people think.
Yeah,
I think if the Spurs win Game 1, then they can win this series.
Yeah, but especially Thunder coming off a bunch of rest.
Yeah.
They've been off for like a week.
SGA just got his MVP. I don't know if you saw... You know what, bro? I think he's like the most disliked superstar that we've had in a really long time. Like OKC fans,
they love him, but
every other team doesn't like
free throw merchant,
corny,
weird like rap lines and his Instagram captions. You're right.
I've been like kind of enjoying him. A little more than I normally do lately. I don't know, like.
What about him? What?
I mean, like, it seemed like it would be hard to be in like that position, like his position, you know.
But like best player in the world.
He's the best player in the world, but nobody
like because even Curry when he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
I know Warriors fans loved him, but there was I think most of the NBA.
I still was like cool with it. I think Durant was the last guy who had like this type of hate towards him.
Yeah,
but rightfully so. Like
SGA hasn't really done anything wrong. Like, he's just good, and the free throw thing and the flopping. That's something I want to see because how upset are the Spurs going to get with the calls? That's a big thing in the series.
Spurs flop a lot too.
Yeah, but every single player on the Thunder flops.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder how they ref this game because in the
I think they should let it get
the last Lakers game.
It was physical.
It was very physical.
They didn't call
SJ wasn't getting a lot of the same calls that he normally gets. Yeah,
in the whole series in that Lakers series, there was a lot of times where you saw him do his little like flail and just throw it up, and they were just like, "Yeah, let it go." I hope they because they were physical with Wemby too in the Spurs. Like the Timberwolves tried to rough it up with him. So let it play out. If there's something egregious, obviously. Then but I want to see this thing. Like I want to see this thing get like chippy. No tax. Like let's just. This is gonna be one of the best. This is like the Super Bowl.
Unless something happens where it's like, oh, the elbow that Wemby gave, or someone decks a dude out of the air. Like, let's not get guys thrown out like Draymond in
I don't want to see
finals. Like, we need everyone healthy,
and I want everyone healthy and playing.
I want Jada to play.
Right.
I want him to play good. Right. I want Wemby to not be hurt. And one other thing is, this is like a small talking point that I don't know a lot of people will like agree with me on. He played in the last series his most minutes in a playoff game, and I think it was like 39.
That's crazy.
So can he play? Well, like, what does Wemby for 44 minutes look like? You know, like, that could be.
It could be scary.
His stats could be
exactly because he had certain games in that Wolves series. He had 40 and 15.
I know,
and he sat a lot. He's gonna be.
And I don't want Wemby to settle either for threes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I think he can
take
Chet,
Chet
and Hartenstein. You can finish over them. Like I want to see him go to the rim. I really wish like he would develop a little bit of a post up game. Don't you think he could be unstoppable on the block? He could just go like this and just lay it up. He doesn't.
Sometimes I just like in the first game of the Wolves series when the Wolves stole the game 1.
He shot way too many threes.
I sometimes wish they just literally just were like
clear out,
put him on the block.
Seriously, just dump it down to
easy,
him.
But he's 7'5".
They're gonna bring the double, but if they bring the double, kick it out. I think
he can't settle this series.
No,
he has to be.
You got to be aggressive. You got to take it to the middle of the defense. Like I know Chet's a very good defender, but you're bigger and stronger than Chet.
Is there any scenario where Thunder just come out here and just sweep them and just destroy
I don't think
them?
sweep, but there's the Thunder. Look at this team.
Is there any scenario where the Spurs come out here and just sweep them? Like, what would be more likely, Thunder in 5 or Spurs in 5? Because I think if it's a quick series, it benefits the Spurs. But if it goes to Game 7, it's like
the Thunder.
We've been here.
Yeah,
before.
that's what I mean. I think that the Spurs have never been in this pressure. I think they've shown great improvement. They can. But are we really gonna do it? Like this is a big stage game. This is the biggest game Wemby's ever played.
By far. Every game from this point over is a bigger game than Wemby's ever played.
Exactly.
He never played a playoff game. Castle's never played a playoff game. Howard's never played a playoff game.
But then the thing is, he had a great first playoff game. He's had great games all in between. He has had some bad games, but he's shown that he can do. This is his moment. Like I don't know. I'm happy for him.
You need 4 games where he has over 25, 10, and 5, and you feel good about.
You feel good about winning the series. Yeah. I think the other guys will do their thing as well.
I think that I'm gonna go with the Spurs in 7. I think that's my pick. I don't know.
I love the pick. I
have to watch Game 1.
Yeah, it's Game 1 is so important. Yeah. You say it every time. Like if you steal a Game 1 on the road, the second game is gravy. Like
exactly.
It's just like
and even the third game, it's like if you lose that, we can still win Game 4 and be in this series. But yeah, I think that this series is Cavs Knicks was cool. Pistons Cavs. Some games were just boring.
Just slug. Oh my god, I don't want to watch.
Yeah, but Cavs Knicks should be good. I think.
Yeah, but I think this
series is the.
It's almost Rams Seahawks in the NFL. That was everyone was like, this is the Super Bowl.
But we get 7 games.
I don't think it's that quite as like dramatic, but I think that this is going to be the best series of the playoffs.
Well, I think it might be a little more dramatic because you and the Seahawks, like I feel like the guys aren't beefing like Chet and Wemby.
No, I just mean like I don't think that they're just gonna they're not gonna just roll over the East.
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
The Seahawks or the Rams, I think would have easily beat the Patriots. I think depending on if it's the Knicks or the Cavs, that's still going to be a good series. But this series is definitely the best in the playoffs. It's going to be better than the finals. I think. That's my prediction.
Do you have any mailbag stuff? Do you have any things that you thought about over this week? I don't really have too much. I mean, this is like a point where it's like basketball pretty much close to being done.
Yeah.
We're like
in the middle of baseball.
Gonna start thinking about football. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a few months for football. We can do all our football stuff over the summer.
I just think that this summer is going to be one of those things that where we are like trying to find things to talk about. You know what I mean?
Hopefully there's a big trade or something in the NBA. The draft should be good.
Yeah.
The draft, I don't know when it comes
out.
out.
We have a draft.
Did we do the lot? Did we talk about the lottery?
Not really. What do you think?
Washington.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. I think they're going to be fun. They have a nice little young core, and also Utah.
Yeah.
I really like what Utah's got going on.
There's a lot of things that they trade Ace Bailey and the number 2 pick to Washington for the first pick. So
you think they do it for DeBonza?
I saw different opinions from both people. They said, Ace Bailey was a lottery pick. In any other draft, he could have been a top 3 pick. He was 4.
He 4?
Yeah, and
I get the
DeBonza thing, though, because he basically birthed this kid in Utah his whole life.
You're going to give up the 2nd pick and the 4th pick. Yeah. DeBonza's good.
Yeah.
But also, if I'm Washington, you just tanked this whole entire year. When's the last time you've had a first pick, John Wall?
I would take DeBonza.
And John Wall's so much better.
And I know a lot of people think Peterson could still be number 1. But then we have Grizzlies. They're going to pick between Boozer or Wilson. That's going to be interesting. And then the Bulls are going to be left with either.
They're still going to. The Bulls. This is a chance for.
I think Boozer will still be good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be funny if the Bulls get him and he's not, just because.
That's the Bulls.
Yeah.
That's so Bulls.
Yeah.
And also, Carlos played for the Jazz and the Bulls.
No, Carlos played for the Jazz and Bulls, and he's
works
employed for the Jazz right now. Yeah.
So if they messed around, which I don't think would be the good choice.
No.
If out of those top 4, in my opinion, and I could be dead wrong, but Boozer looks the weakest to me. He doesn't look weak by any stretch.
No, he's still gonna be an all-star. He's still gonna be a
Do you see him as an all-star?
He's
good. He's really good.
He's
but it's
so
just
solid. Like I don't see
solid.
a world where he's not. Like I'm trying to think of like the bust centers that we've had over the last while. Bagley, the Wisemans, the Aidens. Like he seems
a little bit better than them,
but he also seems like that could. He has a similar game.
That's
to
what
those
I
guys
mean. Like,
too.
is he not like Aiden besides the shot blocking?
But the thing with Boozer that's different from those other 4 guys is that I think he is like ready for the moment more than them, which is so stupid to say. But like Aiden, like just was like whatever. Like Boozer grew up in an NBA household.
Yeah,
like,
he'll definitely be solid. I think out of those 4,
I don't see the world. I don't see a world where any 4 of them are like bust.
Bust?
Yeah,
really?
I don't. Yeah. I think that may be a little bit of a hot take because
to me, and I don't
4 guys.
I don't see this at all, and I'm not saying that he will be a bust, but the Peterson thing is still kind of weird to me. Like I know they said he had like a creatine thing or whatever with his just the whole college experience. I understand you were just trying to stay healthy and get to the NBA, but every NBA player, I mean, besides a few overtime elite guys, they played college.
Yeah,
like
I think he's gonna be so good.
He will. If I had to pick a bust, that would be my pick.
No, I think Acuff and Peter. I think Acuff's gonna be awesome. I hope Brooklyn gets him. That would be so fun because it'd be so funny because they missed on like a good amount of their picks from last year.
Yeah, but if they got Acuff,
I mean, I think Igor Demon's pretty good, but a lot of guys are like
pretty good. But he
could have went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And now you get Acuff and MPJ, and you win 3 more games.
Exactly. What is that gonna do for you? At least you gotta. He's gonna be fun.
The draft's just fun. Like
hell yeah.
But they need to. They need to soap opera it a little bit more than they do. Like
there should have been like a huge production.
Yes.
Why was it on the day of the 2 playoff games?
Yes, and like we need to like see people cry. Like they need to American Idol it.
Or like show the ping pong balls and show the owners and the GMs and
we get big names talking about the draft like Stephen A, Malika Andrews. We need to get guys that are like really invested in the draft that are like freaking out and like have
I don't want to
Bill Simmons was the best when he did it. Zach Lowe was the best when he did it. I really even like Jalen Rose because he's tapped in with
he knows the college and NBA.
Like, we get Kendrick Perkins and
he don't know he watches the NBA games sometimes.
If we get Kendrick Perkins and Shaq doing it, those dudes have watched 4 college games in the last decade. You know?
I don't think Shaq could probably tell you about the 2 J Dubs on
Shaq doesn't even know like role players. Like he wouldn't know who like Shireman or like he doesn't know Bones Highland.
No,
any guy that comes off the bench, Shaq's just not gonna. He's not watching games, but Yeah, as always, we appreciate you guys for being here. This was episode 7 of the Players Instinct podcast. Just a quick recap the Thunder Spurs series.
Yeah, we did the
Cavs
semifinals,
Knicks.
and we did a preview for the conference. Did a little bit of drafts.
We'll be back next week. By next week, this week, either those series will be wrapped up, or
hopefully not,
or it'll be
hopefully it's like game 5.
6
going into game 5, we're like, oh my god, this has been lit.
So we will see you guys next week, Monday or Tuesday. We appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you check out our Instagram, TikTok.
YouTube.
Click the link in our bio. YouTube, Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. We appreciate you as always. And
thank you.